This is David Saltzer from AngelsWin.com speaking today with Jack Kochanowicz. Jack, how you doing today?
Doing well, doing pretty good, getting through it.
How has your season been going, and what has been your experience this year finally playing baseball?
My experience has been awesome. This was my first pro season after COVID shutting down last year and my first year just onboarding. And I learned that it's a lot more of a marathon than I'd ever thought, just the amount of games it is and just how important maintenance is during the season has really come into light. So that's the main thing I'd say.
You know, the heat and the humidity out here, if you're not maintaining and hydrating and exercising, it's going to let you know.
It's going to get you at some point.
So, like, you played at Lancaster, but like if you ever played at Lancaster, I mean, they wouldn't even start till like sundown. And
yeah, no, definitely not.
Speaking of COVID, I feel as a fan, as a person who loves this game, I feel so much for players like you. I mean, how did you stay in shape? What did you do? What did they give you to work on? How did you survive?
Yeah, I mean, the main thing I would say I just tried to stay as strict to my schedule as I could. That was really hard to do, obviously, because there's not many gyms open, not many bullpen places to throw. But mainly just getting on that mound, getting my throwing in was the main thing I did to just be consistent, so I was ready to go whenever they needed me.
Who did you throw to?
Just different high school catchers around me. They did not like it.
We won't tell anyone. We won't say where, and we won't name names because we don't want anyone with COVID to,
Definitely not.
Definitely not. But that's good that you got some in.
Yeah.
So, how has the transition been for you from high school to pro ball?
It's been pretty good. Yeah. I mean, in high school, obviously, I was planning on this hopefully happening, so things have moved smoothly, but I've liked it a lot. Just mainly the consistency of the schedule allows you to make a lot bigger strides than I ever had before, just being on it every single day. And just being out here throwing, working on your stuff every single day mainly just helps a lot.
How, we always hear about the importance of the pitcher-catcher relationship. How is that as a pro versus someone you may have grown up with playing Little League ball? How is it, different guys who you have to learn to work with?
Oh, it's a completely different ball game. In high school, you could just go up there and throw whatever I felt like throwing, and it would work. But out here, it's a whole different ball game, and the catcher needs to really know what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, and specifically for that day, what your strengths and weaknesses are, because it can vary all the time. So it's a lot more important now, definitely.
The other big difference is, of course, things that you may have done to get people out in high school. Let's face it,
it's different.
You could rear back and blow by some people. Now they're going to crush it. And in the Cal League, with some small fields with this heat, the ball flies.
Ball does fly.
It tells you, don't do that. What have you learned about pitching that you could go back and tell yourself in high school to be better or work on?
I mean, in high school, I was literally, like you just said, I was able to just go after guys with fastballs all the time and just flip the occasional curveball, and they would just be thrown off by that. But here, I've really had to start to learn to pitch guys backwards, starting them off with the curveball, starting them off with the changeups, and just changing their eye level so when you can sneak that fastball by them. Because these dudes, I mean, if you throw it straight and they're swinging pretty freaking hard, they're going to get one eventually, It's mainly just pitching guys backwards. That's what's the biggest thing I've learned.
So let's talk a little bit about what you throw. Can you show us some of your grips, and can you raise a little higher? And there you go. So what
that's the four-seamer.
Yep.
Simple curveball right there.
That's a pretty wide grip you got.
Yeah. I have larger hands. I can hold it pretty good. Just try to pull down on it like a curtain right there. Change up. I've made a few changes with this.
A little higher? There you go. Yeah.
But I've rotated it. It used to be here, and I switched just like that, rotated it forward in my hand. That, and that's all I throw in games, and lately I've just started throwing a slider and catch play a little bit like that.
What's your arm slot?
My arm slot? I'd say I'm pretty normal. I'm not over the top or down here.
11-ish?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy.
In the Angels organization, as a pitcher, you got to look up and you see Shohei. Hitting and pitching.
It's amazing.
Could you imagine doing that?
No. honestly.
Would you want to do that?
Yes, of course. But I've seen myself face high school pitching, and that's not a reality.
Choice.
Yeah.
Winning a complete game shutout, grand slam walk-off.
Ooh.
Or let's even make it tougher. No-hitter, grand slam walk-off.
No hitter.
Okay, so we're a pitcher first.
No hitter, definitely. Yeah.
What other positions did you play growing up?
I played all over. I was an infielder for a while, and then I played center field mainly until I had a big growth spurt, and then stopped running. Stopped running is good. You know, I'd hit the ball, I'd start running to first base, I'd hit first base and go down to the ground. So.
Wait a minute, you're a pitcher, and every pitcher knows.
Yeah.
All you do is run and build those legs.
Yep.
How's this happening?
This was 13, 14 years old. So that was my excuse. I was like, when a baby giraffe is born, let's just say it was like that. Doesn't know what it's doing.
What was draft day like for you?
Draft day was interesting. Draft day was very interesting. I was hoping to go on the first night, which was the first 2 rounds. Didn't end up happening. But that night I fell asleep for the night. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I got a call from my agent just about the Angels are inquiring, and the next day it happened, you know.
What has it been like, you know, as an Angels? What, you know, we always, like Joe Madden talked about, that there's the Angels way of baseball.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you as a pitcher?
I think that's just doing everything you possibly can to try to win the game. And even if you don't have your best game, still being engaged with the game and being a part of the team and trying to win the game. And I think when Perry, our GM, was in town, he was very happy just with the way that we had a really good comeback win the day that he was here, and he could just see that we were a real team, not just a bunch of dudes.
Well, that's one of the things. I draw some parallels to you guys and the parent club.
Mm-hmm.
They've had key injuries, Trout, Rendon, Upton. You guys have had some key injuries.
Oh, yeah.
And you guys are still over 500.
Still going
You're
strong.
First place.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are, all the rest of you, it hasn't affected you.
Yeah.
How, as a pitcher, you know, you see different guys out in the infield. Does that really affect you in any way?
No, I mean, I know all these dudes are here for a reason, you know, and I think that if you go into it pitching without, you don't want the ball to get hit, you're scared if the ball's going to get hit, you're going to throw a very bad game. You got to be able to trust your defense and just say, all right, here's the pitch. If you hit it at them, they're going to get you out, you know, just trust them out there.
You know, my sons are pitchers and travel ball teams and stuff, and I'm sure you did that. And along the way, I'm sure you played on some teams where, especially 10, 12, 13, the defense is just not there. You're putting the ball over the plate.
Yeah.
They're hitting him to second base, and just what would you say to a younger player, a younger you, who's like, you know, gets Charlie Brown and everything, and, you know, it's not his fault. What would you say to that person? Because now you're a pro.
I would say become very good at hiding your emotions. Become very good at that, you know? You always have to be even keel. You gotta be not monotone on the mound, but you have to be able to stay focused when things are going well and when things are going bad.
What has been your single best moment, pro or non-pro, so minor, you know, little league, high school?
Yeah.
What's been your single favorite moment as a player?
I'd say my favorite was in high school. It was the fall of my senior year, and it was a meaningless game. Well, it was a tournament, but it was a meaningless game. And the team we were playing, they were talking a little bit all game, and I don't think I was planning on pitching that day. But then I think it was a 1-run game going into the last inning. So my coach said, "All right, you're in." I came in, and I think I threw an immaculate inning and struck out 3 guys on 3 pitches. And then the next inning, I was the second batter up. First I got a single, and then I hit a walk-off home run in the bottom of the 7th.
Nice.
Yeah, it was one of my better games, definitely.
So, you know, going through the process, you know, you had the year off, you come back. What were the first few games like? You know, everyone's like, as watching the games, and it was almost like, wait, I got to go do this, or this is what I need to do on coverage. It was almost like there was so much rust.
Exactly, that's what I was going to say. It was a lot of rust getting knocked off. mainly just the feel for the game, like you're saying, just your baseball instincts. You haven't played baseball in a long time. Obviously there's hitting, there's throwing, but just real baseball instincts of like knowing how to win, those definitely go away if you take a lot of time off. But after the first couple weeks, you can tell it's just guys have got locked in, definitely.
Let's move a little bit to the lighter side of your life. When you make it to Anaheim, what's your warm-up music gonna be?
My warm-up music. Right now I got a Future song and it's working pretty well, so I might stick with that as long as I can.
All right.
My outfielders like that. They said they were dancing to it while I was warming up.
Oh, wait, that's like Little League when the right fielder's out there kicking at flowers and dancing.
Exactly.
I coached Little League, and my right fielder would be like
not paying
dancing
attention
to his own music, and you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, kicking dandelions in the outfield. Yep.
It's kind of.
It is what it is.
What's one bit of advice you would go back and tell yourself to work on, if you could?
At what point?
High school.
High school. That's a good question. I'd say take weight training a little more seriously. I didn't really start taking it seriously till junior year, and then senior year, and I could definitely see the benefits of just really getting into it. I lifted freshman and sophomore year, but just didn't fully buy into it. And I'd say if I did that freshman, sophomore year, I probably would have been throwing a little harder my senior year.
Speaking of your velocity, how fast, Team Tell fans, where you tend to sit?
I sit anywhere 93 to 96, and I'll get up to like 97.
Wait, you still got some bullets left in the gun?
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully I keep throwing harder because I'm only 20.
Well,
so.
You're still young. You still have time to mature.
Yeah, some man strength.
As a guy, you'll still fill out and add some muscle.
Definitely.
All right. Favorite movie?
You probably get this one a lot. Step Brothers. I can't.
All right.
I can't not say it.
Favorite baseball movie? Major League,
Ooh.
8 Men Out, Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams. I can't not say
Sandlot?
Sandlot was good, but Field of Dreams. That one was awesome.
Let's see. Perfect day away from the ballpark.
Ooh. Away from the ballpark. I wake up. I have a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. I get on my way to the beach. Go to the beach for a little while, have a good steak dinner, then watch some basketball after that.
Favorite team watching growing up?
Phillies.
Favorite player?
Ooh. Roy Halladay.
Who would you model yourself after as a pitcher or a player?
I'd say Rick Porcello, maybe. The way he pitches. Yeah.
When you make it to the major leagues, who's the one guy you're going to go, oh my God, I just struck out?
Maybe Bryce Harper, because I grew up a Phillies fan.
Gotcha.
Possibly.
Can't believe.
Yeah.
Let's see. When you're done with your major league career, what would be a second career you would want to do other than baseball?
I really enjoy weightlifting, things like that, learning how the body moves. So I don't know specifically what, but something in that field, something like strength, what our strength coaches do, physical therapists do, something like that.
Would you want to do training and coaching, like pay it forward a little bit?
Yeah, if that was an opportunity, for sure.
Who was the biggest influence on you as a baseball player?
I'd say my dad, just making me be so locked into it from a young age. Just not like, do I want to play baseball? It's just, I'm a baseball player. It's just, and I'm not annoyed at him for doing that. I'm very happy he did that, but he just made me stay true to the process.
You got to play a pickup basketball game. You can only draft from the 66ers. Who's your first pick?
Edwin Yan, number 1, right away.
Okay, so the first time I saw him, I know he's listed at 6'5", but I think he's 6'13".
He's about 6'9", I think, because I'm 6'6", and he's significantly taller than me.
I was up in the stands. I'm like, that guy's.
He's huge. He's enormous.
Who's your number one pick for a pickup football game?
Deshaun. I think Deshaun would be good.
What is the one video game you could beat everyone at?
I wish I could say Call of Duty, but some dudes would probably kill me in that. Call of Duty. That's really all I play.
Best and worst video you've had to watch on a bus ride?
Ooh. Can't talk about that, but
that you can tell.
that's a harder question. That's a tough one. I don't know for that one right now. Let me think about it.
Movie you have seen the most on the bus that you're like, please don't play that again?
We don't watch movies normally. Normally it's dudes yelling at each other or pretending to fight each other, and
seriously. It's like every time that would be the first time
normally,
I've ever heard that.
Yeah, normally I think they have TVs in the buses, but there's a couple of guys that just get on the bus and they turn into animals, and it's pretty entertaining to watch. So that's probably our main entertainment.
That sounds like you're a tight-knit group.
Yeah, it is, definitely.
Let's see. What is something that fans don't know about you that you would just like out there? People to know about your philosophy, who you are, your background, anything.
Mm-hmm.
Any interesting stories?
I could say this. I didn't eat meat until I was in high school. I could say that.
Maybe that's when the growth spurt started.
Exactly. I was a vegetarian until I got into high school, pretty much. And it's mainly just because my parents, they don't like the animal cruelty side of it, but it is what it is.
All right. Well, on behalf of Angels fans and AngelsWin.com, we're all rooting for you. They need pitching.
Yeah.
We need you getting through the system.
Mm-hmm.
We need you getting up there. So the sooner you can, the sooner I get to hear your walkout, and I'll be excited to root for you as a fan.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Take care.